Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be unboxing and taking a closer look at the Bird of Prey Cloaked Edition. This is a Star Trek ship pack from WizKids. This was sent out to the channel for a review, so big thanks to WizKids for sending this out early. If you want to pre-order this and check this out for yourself, I will have a link in the video description below. This is going to feature 2 birds of prey with movable wings, which are really, really cool. One standard, one with the cloaked effect. You can't really see it too good through that, although you can kind of see that they're different. We're going to give you a closer look, and we'll show you everything else that comes in this pack. If you are a collector, this is a great option to get you 2 amazing birds of prey. If you are a gamer, and if you are familiar with Star Trek Into the Unknown, this is also going to be a ship compatible with that game. So you can use this for multiple purposes. You can add onto your existing games, and you can upgrade your existing games if you just want to fly the cloaked version, which is super cool. Or if you're just a collector and you want to display the ships, I think a lot of people are really into this for the ships as well because they are exceptionally beautiful. We're going to get this whole thing looked at. So here's the back of the box too. You can kind of see the effect. When we were at Adepticon last year, we had an early preview look of this, and now we're going to get our hands on what it actually looks like out of the box. So as I go to open this, I would expect it to kind of open on the side here, but it looks like it wants to open on either the front or the back. That is kind of where the tape is, as you can see. So we're going to, I'm going to attempt this from the back. It's curved right here at the front, and I'm afraid if I want to preserve the box, once I open it on the front, I don't know if I'll ever get it back into that state again. So I'm going to open from the back and see what we're going to get inside this box. Now, oh, that's pretty nice. So we have our entire little plastic frame that's going to hold everything and keep it nice in place. We do have a top and a bottom to that, so there we go. And then we can get a great look at those. We're going to get those out in just a second, and let's see what all else comes in here. We have a ship board, and it looks like we have a ship damage deck. So while there are 2 ships in this box, it does look like we're only getting enough play materials to actually field a single ship of this type. So you won't be able to run the Bird of Prey and the Cloaked Bird of Prey, unless, of course, you have the Rising Tensions expansion and then have all of this stuff to do that. Let's take a look at the cards that we're going to get in here as well. All right, so we have our standard damage deck for the Burrell class Bird of Prey, and we have our standard ship cardboard. So that's all of the game components, for at least the card and cardboard game components. Now let's take a look at the ships. All right, so we do have 2 bases and 4 pegs in here, so that's going to help us display the ships. This is our Bird of Prey. I know this is our standard version. We do have amazing detailing all throughout, and so if you're just looking at this from the outside of the box, you might just see it like so, but it's not going to give you all of the detailing that you would see from this side. Now, this is a very cool feature, not just all of the detailing, but also the fact that the wings move. They can change from cruising to combat or to even landing if you want to do like that. Or if you're crazy like me, maybe you'll have the wings up while you're in attack formation, because I think there was at least one episode where they kind of had them up when they weren't landing, and it just looks cool. And I like having some variety between my birds of prey. And you can even keep them down, but you can have some where they're like all the way down, and some where they're like a little bit down, and some where they're kind of like just barely down. You know, you can do the different ones however you want. Captain's prerogative, right? Depends on who you put on there. So that's a really cool feature. But I know you want to see the Cloaked Bird of Prey. So here it is. I'm going to try and make sure I can get the light to hit it just right there. It is very, very pretty. It's sort of a blue, green, purple color shift hybrid. Definitely a lot of greens in there. I think the base is green, and we've got like kind of like a glitter sparkly effect all throughout. Can you see that? And then if we look at it on the bottom here too, we get the same same thing. We're not getting all of the paint applications on here because this one is cloaked, but I will point out that this also does move, just like the other one. Look at that. Yes, it moves just the same, and so you can have this one cloaked and landing just like in Star Trek. What is that? 4? I want to say was that the? Yeah, I think it was Star Trek 4 where they go back to Earth. Yeah. But yeah, or was that 5? No, I gotta double check. Somebody will let me know in the comments, but I think I got it right. I think the voyage home or the journey, is it the voyage home? Yeah, but that's slingshot around the sun with this thing, and then land and cloak your ship in the lake so nobody can find it. But yes, very, very cool. Let's get them on their display. We'll also compare these to the bird of prey that came in Rising Tensions to see if there's any difference. All right, so now I've got it set up with the original Klingon bird of prey from Rising Tensions, which is here on the 2 pip base, and then I have the one from this pack on the 1 base, so I can tell them apart, because that's the only way I can tell them apart, because they are the same. There's really no main difference between these two. The main difference is this one. I also put this one on 3 pegs. You can peg them up however high you like. So if you are a collector and you're interested in this game system or this line of ships, these pegs are adjustable. You can do them however you like. You can go. The idea, the default, is that every ship is on a 2 height peg, but that means that you have additional pegs that you can kind of say, you know what, I'm going to make one guy lower and another guy higher, or do it however you want. So that is how this goes. All right, so that has been our look at the Bird of Prey Cloaked Edition ship pack from WizKids. This is a very cool pack, and you're getting 2 ships in a single box. But I have thoughts. So I'm going to talk about the thoughts and summarize the review for this pack, because it is a mixed review, full of pros and cons. So let's talk about those a little bit. And by the way, I will point out that this was sent to me as a review copy, and I usually try to talk about the things that are most favorable for a game, but that doesn't mean that I will only be favorable. I do have some negative remarks with this too, but they're not overly negative, but I'm going to do those. I'll do the positive first. First off, these are beautiful ships, and I absolutely love these ships. In fact, I'm probably going to get another one of these packs because I like them that much. They are beautiful. They definitely appeal to me. I love the movable wings. I love the design. It takes me back to my childhood of having Star Trek Micro Machines, and I also love the collector's aspect of these, being able to display them, being able to set up, big fleets and do, photos of my whole fleets attacking Deep Space Nine and all this other stuff. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with these. They are very, very cool. I also like that they do give you some game components so that you could potentially play this in your games of Star Trek Into the Unknown as well. And this kind of is a sort of a way, or I think it was intended to be sort of a way to be another ship, like in a standalone ship pack for the game. But that's where my negative feedback comes in that it's not another ship pack for the game, because while you technically can put this into the game, you're not getting that loyal commander officer that you need. And you're also not getting a cloak token. You're not getting any of the cloaking materials you need for this guy to be able to cloak, which means that if you're running a Rising Tensions campaign, then you have the Defiant and your other 2 Klingon ships, and you wanted to add, a third ship, you're not going to have cloaking materials to be able to do that, which is unfortunate that you can't actually fully run this in your games. Also, the fact that you only have 1 shipboard in here when it does kind of come with 2 ships is a little bit of a little bit of a feels bad, because like when I saw 2 ships on the box, I'm like, oh man, this is 2 birds of prey, when it's really just 1 bird of prey. Now that part is mixed because it doesn't say birds of prey. It's a single bird of prey. So it's not like it's false advertising. It's just when you see 2 ships on the box, I think you kind of expect it to be able to fly 2 ships. And it's really like pick one. And that's fine. And in this particular cloaked model, I think I initially had thought that you would be able to swap this. Like when you cloak, you pick this one up then and swap it out. But that actually doesn't even work in that context either, because the wake token for cloaking, and this is from Rising Tensions, by the way, is not the same size as a ship base. It's similar, but it's not the same thing. So you wouldn't even be able to, you see this is longer, the edges are farther out than a normal ship base. So this is a custom size. So it would have made more sense if this cloaked ship perhaps was this custom size here, and it could go on there. Now you can probably put it on top of this, and I think that that's fine, but then you're kind of just really figuring out your own way to, to just have fun with, custom collectibles. I think it's a lot more of a collectible than a gameplay ship pack. And so that's really my negative feedback, is that I kind of wish it was more of a ship pack, in addition to being a collectible. But as a collectible, it's fantastic. As a ship pack, there's a little bit of room for improvement. Hopefully this doesn't mean that we won't also get dedicated ship packs in the future, because I would love to see a Bird of Prey pack, even if it has just one Bird of Prey, but that has the Bird of Prey shipboard that we've got and the damage deck that we've got, which is great. And then the stands, which is great. But I would love to see it with officers, or at least the one officer, and also the cloaking materials that we would need in order to play the game as well, and be able to cloak with a ship that can cloak. I would like it if a ship was more of a fully functional, self-sustained ship pack, and that's not really what you're getting here, but it is still very cool. So that's my mixed review on it. Hopefully you guys kind of get where I'm going with it, because it's still beautiful. I still recommend it, and I still like it a lot. But I just want you to know what you're getting with this one, and that you are getting something that's a really, really cool model. The toy factor and the fun factor is off the charts with this one. But primarily, it's a little bit more of a collectible rather than a gameplay expansion pack. So that is the Bird of Prey Cloaked Edition pack. Big thanks to WizKids for sending this out. WizKids has been really awesome, and their support for the channel has been great, and I can't thank them enough. And also big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. Before I go, I do want to remind you guys, we are still doing the 12 Days of Life Day. This is 12 giveaways we're doing all throughout December. If you want to have a chance to enter to win any of the really cool giveaways we're going to have, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos. It's as simple as that. I will talk to you guys later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.